And we will continue with the debate. We will continue with the debate with the member from Simcoe North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is an honour to rise here today in the House, along with the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation, Trade and the Minister of Labour, and address our government's Bill 47, the Making Ontario Open for Business Act. Our government for the people has been working hard during the past 4 months to clean up the mess the Liberals left behind. We committed to restore accountability and trust, to put more money back in the pockets of Ontarians, and to create better jobs. For the first time in 15 years, Ontario has a government that understands small businesses and working people. Hear, hear. And that, Mr. Speaker, is why we are proud to announce that Ontario's government would introduce legislation that, if passed, would reduce stifling regulatory burdens. The proposed Making Ontario Open for Business Act 2018 will cut burdensome red tape and pave the way for job creation. Bill 47 sends a message to the world that Ontario is open for business by bringing quality jobs back to Ontario, by lowering taxes, reducing hydro bills, and cutting job-killing red tape. We need to reduce the regulatory burden to ensure the businesses we count on to grow and create jobs in Ontario are competitive across the country, North America, and the world. The purpose of Bill 47 is to reduce burdens on our job creators while preserving real benefits for Ontario workers. And we have begun work on a system that will support jobs and trades. There are many tremendous and vibrant opportunities available in the skilled trades in Ontario. In fact, 1 in 5 new jobs in the next 5 years will be trades-related. But there's a problem. Employers can't find apprentices, and apprentices can't find jobs. Business owners and employers are telling us that there are not enough people on the skilled trades path, and that there is a mismatch of skills and employment opportunities. Yet, despite this labour shortage, we have young people who want careers in the skilled trades, who are actually forced to leave the province to find work. They deserve a shot at a job here in Ontario. There's a clear sign that the current Ontario apprenticeship system is broken. With our modern economy, we need an apprenticeship system built for today, and one that makes Ontario open for business. We have heard firsthand about the difficulties in the skilled trades, the inability to find jobs, the barriers to entering the trades, and the burdens placed on our employers. In Ontario, our ratios are amongst the highest in the country and are a major deterrent for employers looking to hire apprentices. The current ratio regime limits the number of apprentices an employer can train. This makes no sense, especially when employers need apprentices and apprentices need employers. This ultimately limits our growth and the number of jobs available here in Ontario. Patrick McManus of the Ontario Skilled Trades Alliance explained to us in detail how the Ontario College of Trades was stifling job creation. He is quoted as saying, "In the 6 years that the college was formally in place, despite bringing in tens of millions of dollars every year in membership fees, the number of apprentices entering into and completing their apprenticeships declined, despite the increased demand for tradespeople and despite the sizable investments being made in the training and apprenticeship system by the government." Our system has been paralyzed and absolutely focused in the wrong places, and despite the sizable investments being made in the training and apprenticeship system by the government, our system has been paralyzed and absolutely focused in the wrong places. Rather than focusing on how to increase training and apprenticeship opportunities and to help direct young people into good, viable careers, not just jobs, the Ontario College of Trades chose to focus on an incredibly small component of its mandate, regulatory enforcement, while ignoring the most critical components of its mandate, which were skills promotion and development. It missed the forest for the trees on this issue. Rather than allowing our trades in the province to evolve into modern times in lockstep with our provincial counterparts to the west, we have spent years now squabbling over scopes of practice, enforcement strategies, and trade jurisdictions. All of this put tradespeople in Ontario and employers that employ tradespeople in Ontario behind the 8 ball. Winding down the college is the right call because its notoriety has made the institution irreparably damaged. We have collectively been calling for bold measures to turn things around in the trades, to jumpstart them. We believe that this bill is the first step in the right direction. We need to be making it easier, not more difficult, to get people into the skilled trades. This is why the reduction of ratios to 1-to-1 is the right call. We need to give employers the opportunity to start training the next generation of skilled workers in the trades. This gives employers the opportunity to hire more people, to give more young people work, and to those seeking a second career or those new to our country, the opportunity to put their skills to work in a viable career. It's an important change and one that will see a lot of job opportunities created across the province. Opening up training opportunities right away and getting workers up to speed is going to go a long way to start closing the skills gap. The moratorium on trade classification is going to bring a lot of stability back to the trades. The classification review process that the college had in place involved an out-of-date scope of practice regulation that would have limited what certain tradespeople could do on various job sites. The result was more barriers to entry and more people required to do the same amount of work being done today and at a higher cost. The moratorium will provide greater clarity and certainty moving forward about who can do what, which is critical to industries that employ tradespeople. OCOT was a polarizing distraction. It's too broken and too far gone to rein back in. Too much time has been wasted with the college and its red tape, its enforcement activities, and how it was spending money. It took away from the needed discussions of strategizing how we're actually closing the skills gap. Now we're stuck here, almost a decade later, playing catch-up. The baby boom exodus is happening right now in the skilled trades, and the college winding down gives us the opportunity to refocus on what really matters, bridging the skills gap, promoting careers in the trades as a career of first choice, and creating a straightforward way of helping people find careers in the trades for the next generation of worker coming down. Now we as employers get to do what we've been asking for all along, to be able to hire, train, and mentor the next generation of workers with fewer roadblocks in place. Mr. Speaker, this condemnation of the Ontario College of Trades highlights exactly why we are proposing to move away from this broken system. Since the Ontario College of Trades began accepting members in 2013, we have continued to hear concerns like those regarding numerous membership fees, inefficiencies and red tape, and obstacles to addressing the skills gap. We can no longer ignore these issues. We need to make skilled labour a competitive advantage for Ontario. Under the previous government, skilled trade workers were ignored. This is no longer the case with our government for the people. We are working to help employers and workers to better fill the demand for skilled trades and apprenticeship jobs and bringing quality jobs back to Ontario by cutting red tape. I am already hearing from skilled trade business owners and labourers across my riding of Simcoe North about how excited they are with the changes our government is beginning to implement. I have seen firsthand the important work our skilled trades professionals do. Growing up in a family of skilled labourers, I was always taught the value and significance of their work. Unfortunately, under 15 years of Liberal government, the negative stigma attached to the skilled trade sector has become more ingrained. We need to replace the negative stigma around skilled trades and represent skilled trades as a viable and respectable career path. I know how financially sound and stable a career path in the skilled trades can be, as I've seen my family successfully operate a skilled trades business for over 60 years in Simcoe North. Glen Dunlop Plumbing and Heating was founded by my grandparents, Glen and Marie Dunlop, in my hometown of Coldwater, Ontario. Over time, they have hired nearly 200 employees, and they continue to successfully operate to this day. We need to see more success stories like this one for small businesses across our great province. As the Executive Director of Merit, Michael Gallardo, has said, we need to promote the trades as careers, as a Plan A, not a Plan B. Cutting red tape will mean less bureaucracy, making it easier for people to find work. I hear from many small businesses and skilled trade workers across Simcoe North about how thrilled they are with our government's commitment to making Ontario open for business and to make our province the great economic engine it once was. A constituent from my riding and a resident of the City of Orillia stated he has been building homes in Orillia for almost 30 years and has seen a steady decline in young tradespeople entering the workforce. While he was actively worked with local high school students to build sites to give them first-hand knowledge of what a career in the trades can provide, he said that the interest in the field has drastically declined. He said that he was happy that our government was finally doing something to create opportunities in the trades and reduce barriers in training and apprenticeships. Another constituent from Orillia has also reached out to me to share his personal story of working in the skilled trade sector. He has been working as a journeyman electrician for 36 years, has enjoyed a lengthy and successful career, making over $90,000 a year, and has always worked in a clean, safe, reputable environment. Despite his own personal success, he stated that he has noticed a severe shortage of tradespeople and apprenticeship training, and that it can take up to 6 months for his company to find a journeyman electrician, millwright, or machinist. This is because the current apprenticeship program, designed by the Liberal government, has become outdated, complex, and restrictive. Our government recognizes the need for more flexibility within the apprenticeship system framework, and we are working to provide better opportunities for our apprentices. Unnecessary regulations are squeezing businesses in every economic sector and driving jobs and investments out of Ontario. Unnecessary red tape and regulations are job killers. They actually discourage businesses from hiring and block unemployed people from finding work and supporting their families. We cannot continue to drive companies away. Ontario is open for business, and we will continue to remove stifling burdens for job creators, lower business costs, and make Ontario more competitive. During Constituency Week, I met with the owner of a local manufacturing company, Jessam Tools, Darren Smith and Laura Smith, and they said, quote, "The one thing I feel as a business owner here in Ontario is that the government of Ontario, under Kathleen Wynne, was a government that was against me as a business owner. I look at my staff as family, and the most important aspect of that business is that we work as a team. I look at our business, which exports 90% to other markets, as a small but valuable part of the economy in Ontario, and we should be part of that team. With the Ford government, I feel like we are finally all working together, as we should be, and that as a business owner, I am part of the solution and not the enemy." Unquote. Our government will always support small businesses. We are committed to creating the conditions that make it easier to start and grow a business or invest in Ontario, including cutting red tape and regulatory burdens. Open for business means open for everyone, including workers across all trades. We believe that if you are prepared to do the work, then you deserve a shot at the job. We'll target unnecessary regulations while taking care to safeguard the health and safety of Ontarians. And we'll make it easier and faster for companies to do business with the government. Our government is delivering on our promise to cut red tape and make Ontario open for business. We are committed to creating better-paying jobs and making it easier for apprentices to join the workforce. In response to the issues raised, our government intends to transform and modernize the apprenticeship system, starting by proposing amendments to the Ontario College of Trades and Apprenticeship Act 2009. If passed, amendments would immediately lower journey person to apprenticeship ratios to a simple 1-to-1 ratio, making us more competitive with other provinces. We will also establish a moratorium on trade reclassification and deprescribe 24 low-volume trades where apprenticeships are not in demand. Further, if the legislation is passed, we would move toward the repeal of the Ontario College of Trades and Apprenticeship Act 2009, have a mechanism for intern government structure, and provide for an orderly transition to be completed in 2019. Defenders of the College of Trades like to pretend that it has a role in protecting labour standards, but they ignore the fact that Ontario is alone among all provinces in clinging to this kind of model, and the other provinces are doing just fine. As far as we're concerned, if you are prepared to do the job, then you deserve a shot at the job. And that means the status quo has to be fixed. While these are big changes, they are necessary in order to respond to the needs of apprentices, employers, and to address the skills gap and help people reach their full potential. During this time of transition, the government intends to maintain the essential system functions and ensure certainty as we move forward. We need to look at post-secondary education and training in the broader context of what is best for Ontario's economy. That means making sure it is efficient, cost-effective, financially sustainable, and is providing the skilled workforce we need to restore Ontario to its rightful place as the economic engine of Canada. We have a plan. Skilled trades play an essential role in our economy, our society, and our everyday life. They will continue to do so as part of the backbone of our economy. We also face an aging workforce in Ontario, particularly in the skilled trades. We must ensure we have the workforce on hand to meet this growing demand. But what business owners and employers are telling us that these days, not enough people are on that path. We want the world to know Ontario is open for business. We want businesses and industry to know we are cutting red tape and reducing burdens. We want post-secondary institutions to know that their training is creating skilled workers who are needed and desired in their trades. We want current and potential skilled trade workers to know that we are working to make their system better and stronger. We want to make sure that the tax dollars we invest in post-secondary education and training gets the people in our province a good return. We will do this by reviewing and curtailing unnecessary investments, by reducing the regulatory burden on businesses, apprentices, and journey persons, and by bringing accountability back to government spending, by making the responsible, financially sound decisions that the people of Ontario elected us with a strong mandate to make. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.